I'm here with Felix from Sono Motors.
Hey.
Hi, Felix. How are you?
How can I how's it going?
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much for inviting me to your press release event here today in the lovely area of Kempten in Germany.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day. We couldn't have asked for something better. And I'm very excited to be in one of your prototype vehicles here. Tell us a little bit about that, about this car.
So this car and the other one,
Yep.
they have been built in the beginning of 2017. And since then we're on tour and promoting it. So everybody who's interested can have a test drive.
Great. Well, we'll chat a little bit more when we get out of the car, but what you've given me now is an opportunity just to drive it around a closed course that you have here.
Yeah.
And I know, again, I want to stress, folks, that this is a prototype car. This is actually pre-production concept prototype.
Exactly. Yeah.
So a lot of the fit and finishes, a lot of the specs that I'm going to be able to pry out of Felix here are subject to change and are not necessarily locked in yet. So certainly this is going to be more refined from an exterior and interior perspective and from options and things that you'll add. But certainly what I see here is a couple of nice displays already. I have what's this, looks like a 4 or 5 inch screen here.
Yeah.
And that'll give me my normal telemetry, like my speed and range most likely. And then the center screen, what will that give me?
So you will see, of course, the range here as well. You see here how much sun is coming right in. You will have all the infotainment system. The music is on there, and the navigation will be not on board, but you can couple it with your smartphone, mirror share, and then use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Yeah, exactly. Things like this. We probably will include this one here as well to change the temperature in the car.
HVAC,
Exactly, but it will roughly stay the same. Two displays definitely.
Right, so one of the cool features of this car that I noticed, of course, during the reveal stream last year was this biofiltration system, because it really stands out. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it looks fancy, doesn't it? So it's a second filter. So we have the normal paper filter, which is filtering out the fine dust. And the moss is then a second filter, which filters up to 20% more of the fine dust out of the air. Plus, it has a positive effect on the climate inside the car because it controls the humidity.
Very nice. And this will be something that you don't need to necessarily maintain or deal with over time. It will self kind of maintain itself. It won't rot or anything like that.
It won't. You have to exchange it every 2 years.
Every
roughly,
2 years, okay.
Because then it's kind of satisfied.
Right. Okay.
Saturated.
Interesting. Now, the other feature you showed earlier was the amount of sun coming in, which is something that, again, I wanted to. That's kind of your strong point for this vehicle. So we have. I'm not sure how many solar cells will be in the final production, but they'll be covering, I think, probably 80% of the vehicle. Is that correct?
It's like 7.5 square meters around.
Okay. 7.5 square meters, and my understanding is that will give you up to 30-kilometer more range. For a full sunny day.
For a full sunny day in the summer, exactly. It also depends on the angle of the sun. So in the summer, it will be more because the sun is standing up more high, and the big parts of the solar cells are on the top of the rooftop.
Now, this particular roof is a panoramic roof. It's got a single beam structure here, safety structure here. But I understand the final production will be a closed roof.
Yes.
It may or may not have a sunroof option, or it won't have. You're not sure.
It won't have. It has to be closed.
You're going to have that closed
because of safety issues.
Okay, because of safety. So this isn't necessarily the Gorilla Glass that we're seeing in some of the other manufacturers when they're building their panoramic roofs.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So that'll be closed. But certainly the cabin is spacious. I mean, I'm not tall by any stretch of the imagination. I'm only 5'8", so I'm not sure what that is in meters. But you know, I've got loads of headroom. I take it the ceiling will still be the same. So certainly 6 foot, 6'2" people can quite easily. There's lots of leg room in the back and tons of boot space. So it's a very simplistic design. This looks kind of unique. This looks like it's something from somebody else.
Well, it's from BMW, to be honest,
but
it's just for the prototype. In the end, we'll have our own supplier for it.
Okay, so you'll have something unique, whether it's going to be a column shifter or a floor shifter, not sure yet.
Yeah, can't tell yet, but right now you can see you don't get to the start button that easily, so
we're
going to change that.
So you'll rejig that. But you'll have all your basic controls, your HVAC, your power windows, all that kind of stuff that comes with
a lot of things you know from a normal car. It's just not as comfy yet. If you look here, it's pretty rough to the
I was noticing that, but again, that would be from a concept perspective.
It will definitely
just
change.
to give you the form and feel of it from that perspective. All right, so is this is already turned on in driving mode, or do I have to touch the brake and do something?
Exactly, touch the brake first, and then you press that start button.
Start button, okay.
And you see a blue light coming here.
Yep. And I see it's in park.
And then it's in parking mode, exactly. That's the
handbrakes. Range is 133, and it's showing charging. That's probably from the solar.
Exactly, exactly. But this is just a dummy yet. Also, this one here, this value is not true. Okay. Then you can shift this one to the back, so you go to driver's mode.
Yep.
And then we can go for a ride.
Well, obviously with all electric cars, they're quiet. I mean, the only thing we hear
Super quiet, yeah.
is outside noise.
Yeah. Oh, it's here to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close that a little bit since we have our camera rolling.
Yeah. I can also close mine. Let's go around here. How does it drive? For a prototype, quite well, doesn't it?
Quite well. Yeah, I'm not hearing any squeaks and rattles. So you guys
Yeah.
have actually done pretty good with the glue in this group. So there's your bit of a motor whine. So now the motor in this is about an 80 kilowatt motor, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So going to give you roughly what, 105 horse?
109.
109 horsepower and what, about 140 newton meters, pound-feet of torque? Or
250.
250 pound-feet, and that would be what in newton meters?
A newton meter, 250 newton meters.
Okay.
So I don't know pound.
I'll have to put that in the
Yeah.
video. Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
It's all with the SI
all gonna-
units.
give it a bit of acceleration. Nice brisk acceleration. Yeah. Like a spaceship taking off here.
Exactly.
We just need the Jetsons. A nice, tight steering.
Yeah.
These will come most likely with 16-inch wheels or 17-inch
17.
wheels. 17.
Yeah,
okay.
right now it's 19, I think.
19. Okay.
And it will go down to 17.
Oh, very nice. Gotta like it.
And feel the recuperation.
I do feel the recuperation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're most likely going to have that factory set, or will there be an option for the user to change the aggressiveness of the recuperation?
No, it will be one step.
It'll be one step. Okay.
Yeah, up to 50 kilowatt you can
Mhm.
recuperate.
Okay. Very nice. And I'll park it here. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Great, and then just press the start button again.
Or P.
No, just the
No.
start button. Yeah, and then it goes directly
Automatic
into
to
P.
P.
And here
Okay.
you can take, pull this one, and then you can get the hand brakes.
The handbrake on. Yes, the electric handbrake.
Yeah.
And that's the eject button for the Canadians that maybe you don't like.
Exactly,
and
yeah,
I get
yeah.
ejected out of here.
Later on it won't
Thank
be.
you for not pressing that one for me.
Yeah, no worries. So later on, this won't be in here.
Yes,
and you
of
will
course.
have more space because right now you see with your left foot you don't have really space to
Right,
park
I
it
noticed
somewhere.
that. Yeah. Mhm.
And also the brakes and the acceleration pedals, they will be a little bit. There will be more distance between it.
Okay, so a little bit more ergonomic from a foot perspective, and
Everything
here,
actually.
and I'm sure it'll have probably telescoping and both tilt steering from that perspective.
Can't
Not sure.
tell, but it
Okay.
will be more ergonomic.
Yeah, I mean, I got lots of room, so certainly
Yeah.
if for somebody for height a little wider, there's definitely
Yeah.
plenty of room in this.
But on the back seats, you
Uh-huh.
will have more space because it's getting a little bit longer,
Okay,
and the
very
entire
nice.
interior will definitely change.
Great, great. All right, well, let's finish up outside then.
Yeah, great.
All right, so we had a nice drive in the Sion. I have to get the name right. Is that right?
Yeah,
Sion,
Yeah, right. On.
from Sono Motors. And again, so it's going to come obviously in a little bit more nicer package. This is the prototype concept, so a lot of things are working out. We were just discussing the solar panels, and Felix, you were saying that they're going to be much more integrated into the design and to the look of the car, make it much more appealing to look at.
Right.
But from a servicing perspective, they're going to be modular. Explain what that means.
They're going to be modular.
Modular, so you'll
Yeah,
be able
right.
to
So
service them.
if one is getting damaged by a crash or so,
Mhm.
you can just replace it without replacing the entire door.
Right. Excellent. So that's great. And again, so if something happens, they'll be able to. Now your service model is going to be you're gonna provide information to the owners, as well as have a partnership with service dealers across the globe, basically in many countries. Is that correct?
That's correct. So
Mhm.
if you have any damage with your car, you can kind of repair it in 3 ways. The first one is you repair it yourself. We will gonna make tutorials, and you can show that on the screen. You can
Okay.
watch it
Wow.
and then kind of repair a car on your own. That's for
Mhm.
smaller things.
Mhm.
For instance, the moss we're discussing,
Right.
you have to replace it after 2 years,
Sure.
and you can do it yourself. So we will show how to open the glass and then get the new moss in.
Excellent.
But for other repair things,
There's not a whole heck of a lot. I mean, brakes will last longer because of recuperation.
that's true.
There's no oil to change, which
That's
is
true.
what we love about EVs.
But for bigger
Um,
issues, you can always go to a garage.
Sure.
Because we have an open handbook.
Okay.
They will repair it and get
Mhm.
the tools over our website.
Okay.
And we will also have a fixed service partner, which is
Excellent.
sitting over.
And there'll be a global, different partners globally, or in the countries that you're going to be selling to.
Yeah, and definitely in the countries we're going to be selling to.
Right, excellent. Okay. So we don't have a final definition of the battery pack size. It's still under development, but you're guessing somewhere between the 38 and 45 kilowatt.
35 and
so
45.
35 and 45 kilowatt
Somewhere
range.
between
So
that, yeah.
again, giving you a good real world range, not WLTP or EPA, but these are actually what they've been already testing for the last year of about 250 kilometers, maybe a tweak more, depending on your driving style.
Yeah, 250, but that's in the summer. In the winter,
Right.
we'll have definitely loss.
Yeah, 30–40% loss. Now, from
Can't tell yet.
and from an active management, you are going to integrate some sort of cooling and thermal management to keep the
Yes.
batteries warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Is that correct?
That's correct, and it's super important to have
Yep.
a long life battery.
And from your charging perspective, you're going to support both European CCS combo and, or is it going to be CCS combo or CHAdeMO? I'm not sure.
We can have a look at the
Yep.
front actually.
Yep.
So it's gonna be the here.
Mhm.
It's gonna be the Type 2
Yep.
and the CCS.
Yep.
And the normal household plug as well. There
Okay.
you need an adapter for it.
Mhm.
And this one is to take energy out of the car.
That's right, because you support bidirectional charging.
Exactly.
Now, is that for car-to-car charging or
Also possible.
vehicle-to-grid? Are you going to look at those applications?
Both.
Just storage?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
also for smaller gadgets, if you want to charge your smartphone or
okay.
have fresh
There you
coffee
go.
or whatever,
Right.
that's possible.
There you go. You can open a little cappuccino stand right here. and
Right.
start making coffee.
For the Italian folks.
Exactly. And this will support up to 50 kilowatt charging. Is that correct?
Exactly, for
DC
CCS,
fast
direct
charging.
current, yeah.
Okay. And then in-home or level 2 charging, somewhere around the 6 kilowatt, is that estimated, or you're not
11.
sure yet? 11 kilowatt.
At least 11.
Now, also, it'll have some towing capabilities. You saw on some of the B-roll that I took that it does have a tow hitch already. Will that come standard with the car, the tow hitch, or that'll be an optional after accessory to add on?
So that's the only option you can choose, basically.
Only option, other than colors, maybe, right?
Yeah.
And my understanding, it'll support about 1,500 pounds of towing. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
750 kilograms. so
750 kilos.
somewhat
okay.
about.
And then also have a hitch weight of about 200 pounds. whatever that
50
is.
kilograms. So I
50
think it's
kilos.
100 pound.
100, 110, something like that.
Yeah.
So you can definitely put a bike rack on there, that kind of applications.
Right.
Sure, excellent. Now, as far as pricing, your website talks about 16,000 euros, if I remember that correctly,
Yes.
for the base car. Then the battery will either be a purchase or a rental lease program. And,
Right.
And you know, in Europe, folks, for those who don't know, it's pretty common to have rental leasing programs. Renault Zoes do that with their platforms. You don't necessarily, you can save some money and just pay for the battery. And if they change, you can swap it for
Yeah.
something else over time. So you're going to offer a similar type of program, or you can just buy it all outright.
Exactly. Buy
Okay.
it or lease it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So about 20,000 euros if you wanted to buy it. Current pricing right now, estimate. You are taking pre-orders, and I take it that's €1,000, or actually there's a range, right?
There's
Is
a
that
range.
correct?
You can basically choose how much you want to pay
Yep.
up front. So it's at least $500, and then it goes in 1,000, 2,000, and so on. So you can
Excellent.
basically choose.
Yeah, okay. And these are going to go into production next year. You don't have a target date yet, but I'm guessing around next fall of next year. Is that correct?
Somewhat like that.
Summer,
We'll first
fall,
have to do the
hopefully.
homologation and all
Yep.
kinds of tests because
Okay.
otherwise it makes no sense to produce for a large number of cars.
For sure, yeah.
But the goal is that the first reservations,
Yep.
people with the first reservations get the car
Right.
by the end of 2019.
Oh, so the end of next year, and you've already got 8,000, approaching 8,000 reservations.
A little
right
bit less,
now.
but
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
up there, which is great. And those are worldwide reservations, not just
Yeah,
Europe.
for more than 30 countries
Yeah,
actually. So.
excellent. So you'll start shipping and delivering in Europe, and then you'll go from there as the orders dictate once you get them going. And we're not sure, folks, where these are going to be built yet. They haven't finalized the details on that. It'll be somewhere in Europe, from what I understand. I'm not aware of who the battery source manufacturer is going to be. That's still under discussion.
Well, that's a German company. It's
Okay.
called Elring Klinger. So
Okay.
we,
okay.
together with them, developed the battery,
Yes.
and they will provide the battery.
Oh,
for-
excellent. Okay.
for a
And is
car.
that a cylindrical design battery or a pouch, prismatic pouch?
Actually, I can't tell.
You can't
I'm
tell.
sorry,
Okay,
yeah.
no problem at all. Well, I try pry a little information out. Well, listen, it's been fascinating to see the prototype. You know, it's always cool, folks, to come out and look at what's being innovated. And you know, you guys are a smaller startup company, so it's not like here we are, GM or Ford, kind of throwing a little
Right.
research division. So my hat's off to you for coming up with this stuff. I think from a great urban or intercity applications, this is going to be a great vehicle. Depending on obviously the distance at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and the driving habits of people, certainly it can be a longer term driving car, certainly tooting around Europe. There's more infrastructure coming up almost daily now from everywhere in the world being built with the Ionity structure here in Europe, and the Electrify America and other campaigns both in Canada and the US. So infrastructure is coming. So great to look at, and you know, I'll post the website address in my notes as well for people to go check it out. Anything else you wanted to add about the car?
Well, no, I think we covered it all.
Yeah, excellent. Well,
Yeah.
we'll try to be thorough here on the EV Revolution show. Hey, Felix, you know, it's been a pleasure
Yeah,
spending
it's
some
been,
time with you.
thanks so much for having you.
Yeah,
having you.
I appreciate it. I'm glad I
Yeah.
could, my schedule could, timing could make it all work. So
Yeah.
appreciate it.
It's
Thanks
a big
lot.
honor to have you here.
Oh, well, it's my
all the way
honor
from
too.
Canada.
I
I mean,
appreciate
it's
it.
not nearby, you know.
No, it's not. No. Listen, best of luck to you guys,
Yeah.
and I look forward to following your progress.
Yeah, thanks so
All right.
much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Yeah, stay tuned.